Hello, 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 lovely YouTube peoples. Why, yes, I have been gone for a very long time. It's been like 10 days. Yeah, it's been like 10 days. So, oh God. Instead of like jumping into YouTuber excuse world, instead of doing that, spending the top of this video and doing all that shit, let's go ahead and just jump into it. If I end up talking about personal stuff that describes the hiatus, then it'll be at the end of the video. How about that? Let's just do that. So, it's already almost July. Like, oh shit. It kind of snuck up on us, but at the same time, like, eclipse season has whooped my ass, like, entirely. My whole ass. Like, my entire ass. It's whooped my entire ass. So it's like I'm kind of ready to usher that out and usher July in. So I'm also hoping that these cards for July are going to be actually like good cards and not bullshit cards. We will completely fudge the reading and throw it to make it say what we want it to say. Okay? Agreed? Agreed. Like, no, we're not. Obviously, that's a joke. But let's just go ahead and get into it. So, look, that was brief, man. A minute and a half talking. Normally my intros are like 5 minutes. We will save it for the end, though. The end of the video. Let's go ahead and jump in there. I'm putting this back in the deck because I haven't even asked. Oh, this is how out of it I am. 10 days, and I almost forgot. Vagina crystals, y'all. Placed. Damn, connection to God is restored. Okay, so now it's like, now I actually feel like I might get something worth something for all of us. So let's see here. All of us curious little kittens. No, I'm not going into Carol fucking Baskins. Let's just do. Y'all, let's just do. All right. So, Casino Shuffle. Because she fancy with it. All right. So the situation for July. What is kind of like the situation for the totality of July? If we could sum it up. Oh, okay. They're like, we can't sum it up in one. Let's sum it up in two. Hey, it was feeling good when I started here. And then it was like, oh, you know? So like every month that we ever come up to, it's going to be a little bit mixed. We're going to have the good with the bad. This I wouldn't even consider to necessarily be too bad, but I will say this is the indication here, first of all, that everything's going to be all right. It's going to be okay. This is also a nice little indication of Leo season. We are going to be moving our way into Leo season, but that's by the end of July, obviously. We still have Cancerians. We still have lovely Cancerians, but this is card of Leo. So I think that this is just ushering in our Leo season. It does indicate that I think good things coming, happy things coming, that kind of stuff. But as with everything, I feel like this card, oh, Soft-Head Bird. Come on, focus on Soft-Head Bird. He's been through enough. He's soft-head. He got issues. Anyway, Soft-Head Bird in the reverse feels a little bit disenfranchising. A little bit like, watch that coin, babe. Watch that coin. Don't just be spending willy-nilly thinking you got it like that because it's warm weather and yeet. You know, like not a good time to yeet the cash, the fat cash. Not a good time. I think you got to be mindful. We would have to be mindful of our finances at this time. I think it's also a good card for being mindful about really what kind of foot are you putting forward. You know, this is when I say disenfranchised, it's like something that's important in your world, something important like material world things, you know, your money, your time, your resources, your ability to get shit done. Something about your ability to get something done is being taxed at this time. I don't think like a literal tax, but you never know, Uncle Sam, you never know. Something is being taxed. There's some kind of like, I would say, stress or strain on your material world that's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Don't freak out about it. But it's just saying, hey, be mindful of that. You know, make sure that you set yourself up for something good. Set yourself up for success by making wise decisions now. So that tomorrow you won't be like, dumb fuck, Elma, why'd you do it? Exactly. Because how many times do I cuss past me? A few. A few. I'm like, girl, you thought you had something, but you did not. Why? Okay, anyway. Crossing the situation. What kind of energy do we have crossing this situation for July? Wow, okay. Nine of Cups reversed. Nine of Cups reversed. Not the happiest card that I really wanted to see that. That's another card of feeling like, maybe something kind of, I don't want to say took a turn for the worse, because that sounds scary. That sounds panic-laden, and there's no panic. There's no room for panic in tarot. There's no room for panic in tarot, okay? Tarot just lets you know all the possibilities of what could be. So it'll say, hey, this potential is lighting up the loudest right now, the lightest and the brightest. So this could be the direction we're heading. If you don't want to go there, change your mind, change your behaviors, actions, change something. Simple as that. You're going to be okay. This is the card of you're going to be okay. But it does feel like something here in your material world is going to have things kind of stressed or strained or something like that. And it's going to have you feeling a little bit out of sorts. This is kind of like, this is also can go to the spending. If you are overspending, this is saying like that's also a very, very unwise thing. That's going to end up feeling like, oh, shit, nut crunch. I shouldn't have done that, I definitely should not have spent like that, because now I actually need these resources for something else that was unanticipated, whatever kind of a thing. This is almost like, be careful what you wish for, you just might get it. Too much of a good thing is toxic. That kind of a feeling. So, just don't overdo it. Don't go too far. Don't go too hard in a direction. This is calling for moderation. Take a moderate approach, a modest approach, a conservative approach, if you will, and that's going to set you up for really good success. This is a really great card to get for Leo season coming up. Like, this is saying, like, this is going to be good. It's going to be all right. But strategies for success. So, I'm telling you, I had to get the fucked up chair. I bet all my chairs is fucked up after, y'all, the stories are going to come about my personal life. It's been wild. Okay, let's move on. Let me not sidetrack myself. Okay, moving on. I want to know kind of like incoming energies. What are the incoming future energies that we might be, say, grappling with, dealing with, or blessed by? Incoming energies for us, things coming in for us in July. What kind of energies are coming in for us in July? That one wanted to go. I want three before we talk about it. I need a story. I need a storyline here evidencing itself. Oh, hey, Judgment card almost came out, but she didn't, so we're going to leave that alone. The 3 and the 4 in reverse. We're doing... That's like we want to do stuff, but again, we can't just do it. And that's hard for coming into Leo season, because Leo is all about get her done, baby, get her done. Best, brightest, go, yes. And so there's... We're going to want to take off running, but look at this Seabiscuit. This Seabiscuit's the fastest Seabiscuit in the deck, and she's upside down, y'all. Seabiscuit is upside down, so... that feels like, again, full stop. This is a card of impatience. There's a natural impatience here. This, again, I'm feeling like it's going back to this idea of moderation. Rein it in. It doesn't mean like shit's gonna hit the fan in a major nasty way that's like, oh my God, there's no food, there's no money, the stock market crashes. I'm not saying all that because I'm not like into the fear mongering shit. I'm just not, life goes and does and unfolds. And for the most part, there's not generally a lot of things that just slap us in the face that we don't see coming. A lot of these things are trajectories that kind of unfold. They kind of bloom and blossom on their own. Just every now and then we might get a little bit of a shocker. But to me, I'm feeling like this is something where it's like, if you bite off more than you can chew, you are going to find yourself in a weak position. You're not going to find yourself in the powerful position here. It's going to be something that has you off kilter and impatient and unable to move forward with your plans. If you bite off more than you can chew, if you do things out of moderation, imbalanced kind of a way, it's going to create a problem for you. So just don't do that. Just don't do that. So, but I do think that there is going to be some kind of impatience. The one thing that I will say that's positive, moving from the 3 to the 4, even though they're both in reverse, anytime you're seeing a progression of the numbers, it's almost like an improvement that's happening, some kind of improvement that's opening up. So I do think that there is going to be, even though there's going to be some kind of a halt here, something that you feel impatient about, I think it's going to give you enough time to get your shit together, because this can be a little bit of making sure that the basics, the foundation of what you need, you have in place here. I feel like that's gonna need to be something. I'm feeling the biggest majority feeling I'm getting off this reading is pay attention to the little things. Get back to basics, because the little things are the things that end up biting us in the ass if we keep going. So, for example, what I mean by this, little things. Your car's making a weird noise. And you're like, yeah, but it's like a quiet weird noise. And it's been doing that for a couple of months. So I'm just going to keep riding on it. And then once it starts getting louder, then I'll take it into the shop and we'll have it looked at. No. This doesn't look like that's a good idea. It feels kind of like, hey, don't wait for things to get worse, or, don't ignore kind of cues like that. Focus on these things now. Make sure that you are taking care of business, and you're being wise about, like, we're not overspending here, because something with a vehicle, for example, because this card, can sometimes be about like messages or movement going places. So that's where I came up with like the vehicle example. But health. Sometimes this card comes up in a health reading for me. So if I'm thinking in a health wise, so you've been having symptoms that you've attributed to, oh, it's not that bad. I'm out of breath, but it's not that bad. I can catch my breath. It might just be allergies. I've been having like, bloody nose, but it could be allergies. And it's like, or it might be something that you need to get looked at. If you've been deferring any kind of care, any kind of self-care stuff, be it around the house, be it your health, be it your car, be it that thing at work that you've been really just seeing how long you can put it off, knowing damn well it's only going to take you 15 minutes to fucking complete that task, but you've been running from it for 6 months. And it's like, just do it already. Just handle the business. Don't procrastinate stuff. Take care of those kind of like rooted things, because I think if you don't, that's gonna, you'd be putting your resources and your assets into the wrong bucket, into the wrong nest egg, and it's gonna backfire on you. You know what I mean? If you divert your resources to that, because you're like, that's a rainy day, I don't have to worry about, the rainy day might show. So just have yourself prepared for it. Just have yourself prepared for it, so that you don't end up feeling a little bit, again, disenfranchised and stuck. You don't have to be stuck. You don't have to be. So let's see here. Let's tell us some more things. What other things might we need to know about July? What other things are coming up? Oh, okay. Man, Page of Wands in reverse. By the way, just to go over it, the Sun is a card of Leo. The Knight of Swords is an air sign. Gemini, Libra. Wow. Aquarius. That's enough, Alma. That's enough. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. So if that's your sign or someone that you're dealing with, that can be also like movement that's not coming towards you. It's either somebody, that person or individual, they're not coming towards you, or an energy of like, I don't want to get too scattered in this, or like the energy of like hasty actions. No hasty actions. No biting off more than you can chew. Pay attention to any things that need attention and take care of those first before just tabling it so that you can dump money into playthings. Don't dump money into playthings if serious things need to be handled. So also, what else would we need to know? The Page of Wands coming out in the reverse is a fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. Again, we know that we're coming up into Leo season. So that's interesting and of note. The Chariot, upright, card of Cancer, and we know that it's Cancer season right now. Hey, my baby Cancers, hi. But also, this car, the car. This is, when I'm reading very literally, tarot very literally, this is the car. This is that movement card, and car was the first thing that came up. So it's like, if you got any rattle ticks or any kind of thing like that, your car makes funny noises as soon as you crank it. Why is it ticking? Why is it rattling? What's that noise? You know, I hit a pothole. Damn, that sounded expensive. You know what I mean? Like, don't just ignore it. But yeah, one more card and then we'll talk about the next storyline. Talk about the next storyline in July of possibilities. What about this storyline? Tell me more. Damn. This has been happening quite a lot, where the Page of Wands, or I'm getting multiple Wand court cards coming out at the same time. We have the Page of Wands reverse and the Knight of Wands reverse. That's 2 knights now that we have out on the table, both of them being reversed, which is significant. We will talk about why. And also, I didn't actually see uprighter reverse. Uprighter reverse. I feel like this one's kind of a Merc-stavy one, meaning it could go either way. Yeah. We're going to go with reverse. We're going to go with reverse. 10 of Cups in reverse. It feels, I know, and science. It's science. I do tarot by science. No, I read intuitively. It's like however it feels, that's what I'm going with, because that's all this is anyway. It's a picture on a card. You have to go by how you feel, or you just don't read them. So anyway, looking at this storyline, it feels like some other possibility. We'll see how many of these people it could apply to. I don't know if this applies to any of y'all or not. But when I see the Page of Wands reversed and the Knight of Wands reversed, this feels like some kind of not able to move forward energy. We have a lot of wands, 4 wands cards out, and all 4 of them are reversed. All 4 of the wands. Wands is all about that life zest, that go get it, go getter attitude. Yes, 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 do it, do it, do it. But they're all upside down. So there's this feeling I'm almost feeling like this bottleneck feeling in energy, where it's like people might be ready to kind of like spring out of the gate, but it's like, not just yet. Not just yet. Full slow roll. Slow it down. So I'm feeling like there is going to be something like that makes it where no hasty action. There's going to have to be some patience employed here, even though we're not going to want to be patient about it. I do think that if you are dealing with anybody, I just have to say it. For any of you this might apply to, if you are dealing with anybody that might be like a bit of a, I don't want to say shady friend, but how about shitty friend? Somebody that's just not supporting you and not showing up for you in the way that you need them to show up for you. Like, don't be trusting just anybody and everybody right now. There's some people out there that I think might have a predisposition to betray your trust and loose lips sink ships type of a deal, because this feels very loose lipped. You know, this is, this feels like Paul Revere, the British are coming. Fuck the British. No, don't fuck the British at all. I love British people. Anyway, but this feels very much like, the healthy messages coming through. But when you're seeing 2 different knights and they are reversed, these are cards of incoming messages. And it feels almost like somebody not getting the message, or the message not getting through, lost in translation, something like that. Like, it's just some kind of communication that might not be going smoothly. It doesn't mean people are being nasty to each other. I'm not seeing cards of fighting. There's not fighting here. It just feels like some people are either loose-lipped, talking when they shouldn't be talking, or and they just need to flat out shut up and mind their own. Eyes on your own paper, fucker. Eyes on your own paper, right? It's one of those things. So like, don't just keep your shit close to the vest if you don't want it just getting out there to the world. Just protect your own shit, because it does seem like it would happen like that. I would say that some people might not be like the best communicators right now. I think that that's probably something where like messages aren't coming in a way that like you sync up with. It's like, why do we feel like we're speaking with 2 different dictionaries here? That kind of a thing. But yeah, I think mostly coming up with this, it just feels like a lot of these are energies of I can't go. This is an energy of go. So it's like sandwiched in the middle. You have competing energies here. I want to go. I want to be off to the races. I want to do, but I've got these two holdups here that make it where I can't just be right out of the gate and get it and go. So there's some kind of, like I keep saying, some kind of disenfranchisement. It does feel like that. There's that kind of a thing that's going on with July. So, but I would also, I am stressing car stuff. Don't know why. Don't know if any of y'all have got some car stuff that you might just need to pay attention to. And we have the 9 and the 10 of cups, both of them reversed. But again, it's another situation like the 3 and the 4. We're moving up the numerology scale. So it's like it's improving. Something here is showing some kind of improvement, but it still doesn't mean that it's enjoyable to live through. You know what I mean? And again, don't be taking this like, oh no, shit's going to go bad in July because I'm actually having a good time in life, so I don't want shit to be bad. Like, no, I'm not going there. It's not like things are going to be like horrific or any shit like that. But it does feel like there's some stuff where it's like you just got to live it out. You know what I mean? You just got to live it out. You just got to see it through. You just got to show up and see it through. Because some things it's like, well, you know, the process has started and we just have to finish it up as it flows. You know what I mean? That's kind of what it feels like. But it doesn't mean that it's enjoyable, but I'm seeing improvement. You're going from a 3 to a 4. So it's going from something where it's like, I'm impatient and I'm waiting for it to happen to like, let me take some action and try to work on it. You know what I mean? So it's moving, it's improving. And it's going from like too much of a good thing isn't a good thing to like, let me kind of like rein it in and figure out exactly where I want to, what I want to do and how I want to do it, you know? So there's elevation going on here, improvement going on here, but I still think it's one of those things where it might just be, some of y'all just might be dealing with some kind of sticky situation that has you feeling a little stuck or a little disenfranchised or maybe a little bit unprepared in some kind of a way. And you're just having to see it through to the end, you know? You just got to fucking finish it up. And that can be aggravating. But, you know, you got the Sun card here. That was the first card that came out. And you can't have a teetotal shitty month when that card shows up. Because that card is the classic. It's going to be okay. Put up with the bullshit if you got to a little bit. But it's going to be okay. So, I am also curious. Let's see here. Is there any type of... anything that we don't see coming that we need a heads up about? Anything we don't see coming that we do need a heads up about? All right. Anything we don't see coming we need a heads up about? Oh, okay. I'm just going to flat out and tell you this. This is a little drama bug. This is the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius card coming back out again. We got the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. You got the 2 of Swords upright and this Queen of Swords in reverse. We got a lot of reverse cards here. So I think that I really do feel like whether it was May, June, or whatever it is, but eclipse season, I think eclipse season probably landed several of y'all on your ass. I mean, I know for me, Projection City, like I was just like, woo, you know, not complaining, but woo. I feel like a woo. That's what I fucking feel like. But this is kind of like, you've got two ways you can handle something here. It feels like 2 different things that might be opening up to us. You've either got 6 of Pentacles, you can go down that path, or you got Queen of Swords and you can go down that path. And what that feels like to me, 6 of Pentacles, this feels like you can either choose getting the shit into the stick, something that's kind of unfair, imbalanced, you're not getting the support that you need, you know, something like that. It's just there's some kind of imbalance here. You're not getting what you need out of this. Something isn't clicking, something isn't working for you. It's not returning your investment here, you know? So it's like either you can choose to continue getting the shit into the stick on this deal, or you can choose to be a bitch and set some boundaries. Now, a lot of the times if I were to say like, hey, you can choose to be a bitch, people would be like, well, that doesn't sound like a counseling thing to say, to be a bitch. Who does she think she is? But it does. It's like some of y'all are in a situation where you're going to get shit on It's going to keep being more of the same unless you change your attitude towards it and you change your modus operandi about it. You're going to have to do something different flat out. You're going to have to change the strategy. Like I was saying here, there's something about strategy here that looks like you're going to have to change it up. And it's something that you're probably going to have to be a little bit patient about getting the cornerstones in place. You know what I mean? It's not something that's just going to come together immediately and you're off to the races. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing wanting of that, but I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing that you just have to kind of be on that grind. Building block, building block, building block, building block. See it through, even though some of it's a little bit might be taxing or might be aggravating or might be annoying. Be conservative, be moderate, be balanced in the way that you handle shit. All of that is coming up here clear as day. But don't eat the bullshit sandwich even if they've got parsley garnish on it. I put a garnish on it. It looks good, looks fancy. No, you ain't got to eat that bullshit sandwich. It's still bullshit. Hello. Spit out the parsley and be like, please, not for me. Not for me, ho. I won't take it. Like, yeah, don't. You can be a bitch. This is giving you a license to be a bit more diva than you're being. I think some of you out there might be one of those like, let sleeping dogs lie, play it nice, chew on my cheek. And this is being like, Sometimes you just got to stand up for yourself and you have to advocate for yourself. And that can even come down to like, if I'm feeling like the car's making the ticky noise, well, you have to advocate for yourself to get a resolve with that. If something's ignored at work, you might have to stand up and advocate for yourself at work. You know, these kinds of things. Advocate for your position somewhere. You have to kind of stand up and advocate for it, but it does feel like, it feels like it's going to be something that you have to be patient about. You know, and I hate hearing that as a triple fire sign. I'm like, oh, listen, I need it fixed. I need it fixed tomorrow. I need it fixed yesterday. But no, I do think there's going to have to be some patience here. But we have a lot of reversed cards. For me as a reader, when I'm seeing a lot of reversed cards, it makes it feel like this reading really is meant to be more of an internal reading. I know I tend to read more like internally, psychologically anyway, other than like big world events so that people can be totally scared to live their lives every day. But this to me, inverted cards are cards that call you to look inward. It calls you to be introspective. And it's saying that the most important message that's coming out on the board right here is one of an inside job. It feels like that's going to be the thing that's the most pressing, is really moderating yourself and your own actions with this. But this reading is all about actions. All about actions. That's what I'm seeing here. So, and internal stuff. I mean, it really is. It's a lot of internal stuff that I feel like is going to be coming up. So let's just see here, because I know I've been talking for the longest. I've been talking for 27 minutes. Let's just see. Most likely outcome for July. What's our most likely outcome that we can look at for July? We got the Three of Cups in reverse. Most likely outcome. I want 3 cards, please. Most likely outcome. Okay. 3 of Cups in reverse, 6 of Cups upright, and the Star in reverse. Oh, Lord. The Star in reverse card of Aquarius. I'm pretty sure it's going to be, like, really loud. It doesn't matter. It's okay. I'm going to be getting a different filming space, so I'm not in the way, because I'm in the way. I'm totally in the way. That's something I'll be talking about later, but it's okay. So this is the look. So most likely outcome. These are the cards we're looking at here. Yet again, 2 reverse cards speaking about kind of the internal thing, and you've got the middle card here. It feels like, again, this is a card of like, even though it's like the summertime and people want to get out and about and be about it, I think there's going to be a little bit of that. But I think that ultimately this outcome card, it feels like keeping things close to the vest. Like I was saying, that you almost feel like there's somebody here that's going to like, somebody here that's just not wise to vent to, you know, and tell all your problems to. And just, you know, it just feels like just watch who you talk to, because some people are just turning around on you and you're like, dipshit. It's not at all what I meant. Thanks for fucking getting it twisted and spraying it all over town. Thanks. Right. So this kind of feels like I'm just going to keep it to myself. And if you have any personal wins and any good stuff that happens, this is celebrating to yourself, because this card, and our Four of Wands here. Both of these can be cards of celebration. So I'm not saying everything here is looking ugly. It's not. These can be celebratory cards, but it's kind of like personal victory, personal milestones, keeping it to yourself. You know what I mean? Something like that, where it's like, you know, it's very introverted. I'm feeling introverted, even though it's like midsummer for most of us, you know, and most of us in the world. I mean, most of the people who are probably viewing this, you know, like, you know, American folks. But whatevs. It just feels kind of like introverted feeling. I do think that there's going to be some past stuff. When I'm seeing this, it feels like nostalgia. And this feels kind of like, you know, a bit of an unrequited dream. So for some reason in my head, don't know why this is coming up to me, but it feels kind of like a most likely outcome here is like, I think with especially all the COVID stuff, like coming down, and it's, you know, people are like, oh, it's the summer now. Now I want to get back out in the world. I want to do things. I want to live my life. Tits out, you know, whatever. It feels, I mean, I said tits out for a reason. Come on. Tits out. But, you know, so it feels like people almost want to do that. I want to get back into the swing of things. I want to act like things are normal, or people might be trying to tell you that things are normal or something like that, because it's like, you know, like this is back to the way things were, the nostalgia. It feels like old times, you know, but there's something about it that's kind of like different. Something about it that's like, you know, I would just say like, what's kind of like a positive way to say it? Because the way that I want to say it is like, don't let anybody gaslight you about some shit. I don't know why that's coming up. None of these cards are inherently gaslighting cards, but it kind of just feels like with this card coming out in the middle, it's like somebody from the past, you know, somebody that you've got past history with, whether it be family or where you've come from or something like that, or the way things were, status quo, you know, all that kind of stuff. It feels like that's kind of trying to put itself out there to like convince you. You know, convince you about the way things were and how it's going to be and all that kind of stuff. And you're just sitting here being like, I think I'm just going to keep it to myself because maybe I have a different perspective, and I'm just going to make sure that I'm good. I'm going to make sure that everything I'm dealing with is okay. So like, you know, insta recap here, you know, be conservative with your approach, be mindful of what you're doing. Don't go too far, too much. Keep it conservative, because I think there might be something that comes up that would have you stuck if you didn't. Be careful of some of the people that you're talking to and you're going to for stuff, because some people you might be dealing with could be problematic. I would pay attention to car issues right now. I would make sure that if you need to be a diva to stand up for yourself and advocate for yourself so you're not getting the shit out of the stick, I think that that's something that you need to do, especially if you're dealing with problematic people, or especially if somebody's trying to get you to bite off more than you can chew, or you've bitten off more than you can chew. And ultimately, I think you're going to be okay, but I think it's going to leave you in a place where you feel like I need to be a little bit introverted or keep this to myself or be introspective about it. You know, all of this feels fairly introspective, and it just feels like, you know, if other people around you might be trying to like rewrite the narrative or push their agenda, or, you know, go tell it on the mountain with false bullshit. You know, it's like, well, that's why I didn't give you food for thought. I didn't give you the fodder for it, because I'm keeping it here. You know, I'm going to mind my own. I'm going to be conservative about it. And, you know, I'm going to be mindful of the people that are around me so that I know who to go to and who to maybe like, keep a little distance. Keep a little distance with that person so that there's no like gaslighty things or, you know, pushing of agendas and such things. I don't know why all of these different things are coming out, but, you know, I'm thinking there's probably a little bit here and there for everybody, because it doesn't feel like one clear linear message. Sometimes when I do a message, it will be very clear, linear, one way. And when I'm seeing this, I'm seeing different stories. It almost feels like each pile has a little bit of a different story in it that could definitely connect and be a singular message, but it does kind of feel like it could also be like five different directions that this could be going in. So maybe that alone is biting off more than we can chew. Maybe that alone is confusing, and people in the YouTube spheres are like, I don't even know what to make of this. This doesn't even make any sense. Oh, you know, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so yeah, I'm getting back into the swing of things. I'm trying to brush the dust off here. Me and my rusty ass. Oh, God. Yeah, I was also thinking about, I'm getting tired of this chair. I know that. Damn. But, do y'all want to see, like, a personal tea spill video where it's more like I come on here and I just kind of fill y'all in on, like, what's been going on in the personal worlds? Is that something that y'all would like to see? Or, bitch, like, that people are like, bitch, we come here for some cards, give us some juice, give us some tea, give us some details about the tarot. We don't care about you as an individual, which would be fair enough because, hey, part of me is like, I just want to stay private anyway. Because, like, anything you tell people, it's like, it's out there now. Yeah, but it's okay. So instead of going into it now and going in deep, spend 35 minutes, I think, yeah, we'll just keep it to that. Y'all can just let me know in the comments if y'all want to hear about it or if y'all don't. So for now, we're going to keep that one as is and just let it be what it is. And I will talk to y'all in the next one, whether it be some kind of like ghost story tarot, true crime tarot, news of interest tarot, or general tarot like this, collective and zodiac reads. I'm kind of wide open at this point. I'm wide open. I've been going through some Lieutenant Dan stuff. If y'all been watching my channel long enough, y'all know that's one of those things where I fight with myself about tarot and what it is and what it means and what I want to do and what I don't. That's a conversation right there. It's an entire conversation. So I'm going to leave this where it's at. I'm going to let y'all have it. Take what fits. Leave what don't. Leave what don't. Leave what doesn't. Fuck. And just let that be it. Okay, so that's what I got for now. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye for now.